everyone. Welcome back to the Team Empire podcast. You're here with your host, Shannon, for episode 90. This is like the fifth episode this week, I feel like, but it's a goodie, and we had to get this one in because it's one of the boys, one of the men's physique boys that we've all been wanting to hear from. We talk about him all the time. It's Akira Asano. How are you, Akira?
Hi guys, Kira here. Obviously, everyone knows me. And then, first of all, I wanted to thank everyone, and especially Shannon, Team Empire Podcast, for having me here. And it's again on my stories, everyone I have seen it. Like it's my first time being here, and then first time being on a podcast. And obviously, your Shannon made it happen, Team Empire Podcast. So really happy to be here and excited to maybe answer all of your spicy questions if there are. But yeah, no, thank you, Shannon. Thank you, team.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's so good to have you on. I feel like it's a long time coming. We've been doing this pod a couple of years now, and you've always been on the radar, but it's time to unravel everything, the journey, all of it. Let's start with the basics, Akira. Like, let's just start with because everyone knows who you are, but maybe they don't know like what you do, where you're from. Like, where in New Zealand do you live right now, and what do you do with your like for work every day?
Yeah, so I live in Flatbush, Ormiston Mall near the area. Been here, been all around the place in Auckland, to be honest, since I started competing. But yeah, I'm based here now. Also, what I do for work is kind of like a bit far from bodybuilding. I'm a cloud engineer, IT. I work full time, 9 to 5 job, obviously. And apart from bodybuilding, apart from being an IT as well, I PT. So I PT at Snap Fitness, Royal Oak, and it's kind of hard to like maintain those two because I know being an IT, you have to sit more, you have to be on the screen all the time, and obviously after that you have to go to the gym and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard for me to adjust in the very first years, but um, I had to do it. Like I love
Mhm.
bodybuilding; it's my passion now, and even IT as well. I love it. I'm not a techie guy, but it's just me being myself and being in a tech area for quite a while. And now that I involve myself into bodybuilding, I was like, oh, it's actually pretty nice. So
Yeah.
I'm I'm more into it now, and you guys know me. I've been competing for a while, so yeah, it's a really, it's I don't know if you know someone who's like that too. I know someone,
Yeah. Yeah.
IT and in bodybuilding or some kind of different thing. Because every time people ask me, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, "Oh, I'm an IT," and then, "Oh, and then you compete and you're a PT." Like, yeah, kind of like a different mixture. It's kind of like awkward combination, eh?
That balance going
Yeah,
on.
a bit balanced. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That
But
is.
yeah, that's me. It's really nice to have people who support me with regards to that, even at my work.
Yeah.
They know that I'm a competitor,
Mhm.
so they support me all the time with that one. So
That's good.
I really love working with them, and yeah, it's really giving. So
Oh.
hopefully I can still continue my IT work, but at the same time I do want to pursue a bodybuilding career as well. So I mean, we all know that, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes this year, right?
So what are your goals with your career then? Do you want to be like if you become a pro, you're like you're going to Olympia, you probably feel like you're running out of time to do both things. Would you like to be like a full-time PT coach if that could be doable, or would you like to try to keep the two to keep the balance?
Oh, that's actually a good question because even others are asking, what do you really want? Maybe in time I would because I do love it. Even not myself, but also with my clients, it's just being a coach.
Yeah.
If it's my time to be a pro, then it would be nice, and obviously that would be my goal. Um, Long run, maybe I don't want to have like the 9 to 5 job, if I may say. I want to have my own time freedom. And that's one of the goals as well here, regardless if it's a bodybuilding or not,
Mhm.
and other stuff too. So it's you know how bodybuilding takes really time, right? It
Mhm.
it does it does get all the time that you need for you to be able to progress that career. And
Yeah.
it takes really it you have to have the patience.
Mm.
Have to have the patience. So maybe in the long run, I would like to have my own and my own team, just like other New Zealand coaches out there that are really successful. I would say successful because I do think they are successful,
Yeah.
regardless if they don't believe themselves. But yeah, definitely that's one of my go-to. So
No.
yeah, that's for me. And hopefully in time, maybe maybe we can have or extend myself overseas. Who
Yeah.
knows? Who
Yeah.
knows?
Who knows? Watch the space.
Yeah, watch the
All
space for sure.
right, I want to get into it. I want to talk straight about your competing, man. I love it. I want to talk about 2024.
Good.
You only did one show. You helped kept us like you always do a regional, but this time it was just nationals for you because you did Mo's in
Yeah.
2023. And that sucks because we want more of you, but we could only see you once. And you only do the one class because you're not a first timer anymore. You're not anything else. So you just do one. And we only get to see you come out once in battle. But what was it like for you? Because you normally do a regional, but this time you just did nationals. Was that like a bit scary? Was that fun? Were you ready? Like, how did you feel about it?
Um, well, not gonna lie, like I was kind of itchy to do regionals. Well, specifically Waikato's, because we all know Waikato's is one of the biggest shows as well here in New Zealand. So I was kind of itchy too, but I was like, maybe I do wanted to take a little bit more time on my prep. And and I think last year was kind of like I put more effort on the first few months during my prep to my clients.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I did flew to Palmy and support my clients over there.
Yeah.
And obviously that's kind of like me checking out the guys who's gonna be like, on stage and stuff like that, joking a little bit.
Gotta be.
Yeah. But yeah, it feels a little bit, I get that feeling of FOMO, like,
Mm.
oh, I'm so itchy to go on stage, especially that you've put so much effort on your prep already. Like you think that you can jump on stage like right now, but I'm not that confident enough, I would say. Last year, early on my prep journey, because I know I've placed so much effort on my clients, and they know this. They know this. All of my clients know this, that I put more effort in them first, and then myself. I know I'm quite selfish about it, but that's how I made sure that my clients give full attention to them, and that's the whole reason why that led me to go straight to nationals only. Even though it's kind of like, oh, I want to test it out first and see how it goes, but nationals was like the just the go-to because I think just one, I'd say one peak week, not putting yourself too much stress as well. Because last year it's the the struggles that I've been to last year was just like immense personally. It's there's so many things going and happening around. So I was just like, I just want to make sure that I just put more effort in my clients and stuff, and then me next.
Yeah, for nationals,
For
which is
national. Yeah.
yeah. And it was a good show. What was the day like for you? Were you like amped up on the day? Were you ready to go? What was it? And then tell us your feels about not winning the pro card. Was that obviously it's gutting, but tell us about your feels on the stage and on that day because a lot of people were rooting for you, you know.
Yeah, I mean, last year was like, it was my first year and maybe my first experience having been I've been taught by other people. Like
Mm.
I'm not used to that kind of scenario or situation. Like,
Yeah.
oh, who's gonna win the pro card? Like, oh, it's gonna be you, bro. I'm like, man, like, okay, thank you for the support, but you'll never know who's gonna show up, right? And we all know that. We all
Hmm.
know that. Like, yes, I am there. That's my goal, but it doesn't mean that I'm gonna win it.
Mm.
And when that day came, like I've always been praying for it. Like, that's my goal. And like every show, whatever event that I'm gonna go to, I always pray for it. Like I've made sure that being injured free, stress free, and just go in your lane. Just go in your lane. Like you just have to show up and at least 100% whatever the result comes out, you did what you done. Like, it's already done. I think I've placed my full 100% effort on it on my prep, and I know it's gonna be a long journey. However, it's more on me having more consistent and learned heaps along the way. Even though I did like coming to the question like having not getting I mean not getting the pro card, yeah, I felt sad, obviously. Mixture of emotions, I would say.
Mm.
It's, I was gutted for myself, not because of the show and how the scoring or whatnot, but probably it's kind of like maybe it's not my time yet. My time
Mm.
will come. I'm not really like, oh, I have to get the pro card this year. It's a process of having fun and enjoyment at the same time. Like you learn through the process and day by day learn from it.
Yeah.
And I think you know this as an athlete too, Shannon, right? We
We
all know this. Like,
all know this, yeah.
yeah, you just have to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be a long journey. You have to have the patience, and I think that's the most important thing for me. Maybe not for other people. Yes, they are competitive. I am a competitive person as well, but it doesn't mean that I'm just gonna let it go and just have fun or whatever. Obviously, I made sure that I put more effort in it. But yeah, I mean the show last year was really nice. Really, I had fun, and like I said, it really depends who's gonna show up.
Yeah.
We all know who showed up. We were like who am I? Me, Apai, uh,
Isaac.
Isaac, Nigel,
Yeah.
four of us. I was like, ooh. When I saw Isaac backstage, I know it's kind of like getting ahead of the Christians, but when I saw Isaac backstage, I'm like, oh, this guy's really really good. Like he's on because
Mm.
I saw him wearing classic trunks.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because the classic went first, right? And then when I saw the dude wearing a board shorts, I'm like, bro, what's happening here? The guy's so chiseled. I'm like, oh my God. Well, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't mind. Like, it's really nice to have um um competing against that guy because the dude's really humble, man. Like,
Mm.
he's
Yes.
really a good dude. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't seen him competing. I don't know. Did he compete last year?
He did the South Island regionals before nationals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of how he looks. Because when I saw him, obviously he's not bearded. Now that when I
Oh
saw
yeah.
he is, so it's like, oh, I think his face changed. But yeah, I mean, the guy's really nice. So competing with him and then losing the pro card, it's not like the end of the world for me. It's not like it's part of the process.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's cool to
It,
watch like a journey. Like for example, like Rochelle in the bikini, we watched
yeah,
her for ages and she got it. And it's like a real cool, everyone gets to share it with you because everyone's like falling in love with like your journey and it's kind of cool. So whenever it happens, it'll happen and everyone will celebrate too.
yeah, no, for sure. When I saw Rochelle as well, I was like, "Ooh, I think she's gonna get it for sure."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh my God!" When she took off her robe, like, "Oh my God,
Watch
now
out.
it's lights out, lights out." But yeah, I mean, I think it'll happen to everyone, just like myself. I just have to just be myself. Bring what you've done, and I don't think I regret everything that happened last year because I know I did my part. I know I did my full commitment to it. So yeah, I'm sad, but maybe it's not my time. We'll
Yeah.
see how it goes.
Yeah. That's it. And what about your physique? Were you stoked with like, you looked amazing. Was everything all good with it? Does your prep sweet? Like, were you stoked with your physique? Like, tell us about that part.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the improvements that I did from way back 2023 was like different. I think I was like 5 kilos heavier.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it was five
Nice.
kilos or 6 kilos heavier.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between. But yeah, with regards to the physique wise, I know it's gonna be um a good package. 2024 was a really good package, but I know there's a lot to be there's still more room for improvement, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
especially the back, because I think that's a feedback of the that I got from the judges and some of the coaches as well. Like my back needs to get more pop, pop
Oh,
lift. Yeah. And we all know this, and I do admit it because that's my weakness point, but it's not gonna like hold me back
Hmm.
because way back 2021. I was just a skinny dude. I was 54 kilos, like really, really small.
Crazy.
And yeah, and it just takes time, it just takes time. The physique that I've worked on from then up until last year was just purely more pure commitment. Like
Hmm.
pure commitment. I've made sure that I don't miss a meal. And not gonna lie, I haven't missed a meal for years. Like when
Wow.
I say miss a meal, obviously not like with it
Yeah.
has to be like your, I would say your protein, carbs, and fats.
Mm-hmm.
Always make sure that I still hit those ones.
Nice.
Even at this present, like it has to be done. If you want to
Mhm.
be out there, it has to be done.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's one of the reasons why I was okay after a day
Hmm.
after nationals. I was like, all good. I was kind of like gutted, but I know that I made myself proud after
Hmm.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, physique wise, I did really good. The training was different though. With
Hmm.
regards to training and stuff, for last year's package was different because I made sure that I put more effort on the back side of things.
Nice.
And I did learn a couple of um, methods, I would say. Um, what happened to my back? So this year it's different, obviously. Again, if something's working for me, then why change? The only thing that changed for me was just like more the training on the back, and probably
Mhm.
a little bit more conditioning too. I mean,
Nice.
not maybe more, a little, but maybe more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Nice.
it's really nice to see progression.
Yeah, it is cool. And do you like back training? Is that kind of fun for you? Are you enjoying it or not so much?
Uh, I'm not gonna lie, it is my weakness point. My back's my weakness point. My delts are my push trainings, my delts, my chest. Those are I really love training them. But
Hmm.
my back, it wasn't like, it's back day. Like, oh my God, I have to make sure that I have to push this one further because I know it's gonna, change my whole physique if I
Hmm.
put more effort in it.
Yeah.
And this year has been like more back, more back, more back, and not only that, the consistency that I have been through the years, I have to maintain it because it's not like um it's not like a black and white. We're in, yeah, you've done this and you can do it again. Yes, but it could be different because every year your physique change, right? Your metabolism change, your overall responsiveness to food would change as well. We
Yeah.
all know that. Like I
True.
have to make sure that I have to like adhere to what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So based on the judges back, okay, cool. I'll try to give them that.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's take it.
Whatever needs to be done, tick the box.
Yeah.
What about Mo's muscles last year? So I think you intended to do it, did you? I'm not sure what happened there, but we wanted to see you again because we were at the last one before that. But what happened to Mo's muscles? Did you just decide not to do that one or just finish up for the year after nationals?
Um, yeah, actually, I just had a call, like I had to call it off. And actually one of the judges caught me off guard at the event. I don't want to mention his name, but he was like, "Oh, I called your name. Where were you?" I was at the audience side, and
Oh,
like yeah, because obviously heaps of people were there at Mo's, and then I was there, and then when they called my number and my name, people were like looking at me. I'm like, like, where are you? Where are you? Should go to the station. But yeah, I mean, I decided not to, because after nationals, I felt like I needed some air.
yeah.
Um, after all the, like I said earlier, after all the happenings personally, uh,
Hmm.
there's so much things that I had to like grasp, I would say, and maybe fix if I,
Mm.
if I can remember, because there's so many things that just here, there, prep. I know I've made so much. I placed so much commitment and effort to my prep. However, we can't just deny the fact that it's going to be a perfect world and you won't get any problems, right? I know it's part of the challenge, it's part of the prep, right? It's just that way too much for me that I can't handle. And
Mm,
it affects my mentality too.
yeah.
I know I've been rough with with the prep last year, but I just had to make sure and my priority is different,
Mm, yeah.
especially personal stuff. And you know, when you put yourself into a stressful situation, you know this, right? Every coach knows this, every person, every athlete knows this. If you put yourself, the number one enemy there is stress. You'll look freaking watery.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You'll see it in the person too. And
Mm-hmm.
after nationals, it was just like way too much for me.
Yeah.
I just look different.
Yeah.
So I decided not to, even though I can qualify
Mm-hmm.
for this year.
Yeah.
But I told myself like, nah, I think I just have to have some air and
Yeah.
see and how, you know, make good progression long term,
Yeah.
rather than just like force yourself.
Fair.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just like my opinion.
Yeah. That makes sense. That's perfect. That makes perfect sense. And I think it's everyone should do that. Like you don't have to stick to a show just because you've decided you're going to do that show. Like there's always more time. There's always more shows besides nationals, of
Exactly.
course, but there's just more time, you know? Like why not
Exactly.
like look after yourself first, hey?
Yeah, I mean the show's not gonna run.
No, yeah. Yeah.
It's always gonna be there. So,
Yeah. That's
know,
it.
I decided to make sure and priority,
Mm,
priority,
yeah.
priority.
100%. 100%. What do you think of the show? Was Mo's Muscles fun to watch?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's you know, most muscle is previously, I think a couple of years ago, most muscle is just like, yeah, it's nice. The first time Mo introduced that show, it was kind of small, right?
Mm,
Less competitors, but throughout the years, um, everything just evolved and everything just like grew from there. And people are just like, oh, Mo's muscle, you know. And it's
mhm.
like now, I think the caliber of the athletes is quite different. Like it's way more there. Like you have to set the standard high. And what Mo's muscle, not just like Mo or Mo's muscle, but all of the shows,
Mm,
it just puts out really good athletes.
yeah.
Like last year was just like insane. That's why I was there. I'm like, oh my God. Like, if I was there, I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like were you there? Were
I
you
was
there?
watching. Yeah. I love watching the pros. They're
Oh
just so
yeah, for
effective.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, oh, speaking of the pros, I saw one of the pro guys do training at one of the gyms in the city. I think Les Mills.
Oh,
When
yeah.
I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, I think this guy's pro for sure. And I
Yeah.
think he's doing most. When I saw him, I'm like, oh shit. And
Yeah.
then when I saw other pros,
Mhm.
I'm like, damn, that's and then oh my God, it's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really motivating to watch as well.
Yeah. So much.
Especially my guy, um, what's his name? The one who won the
Oh,
qualifying.
one means physique. I forget his name too.
What was
Ah,
his name again?
I'm gonna,
Um,
I have to find out because it's gonna kill me. Oh,
Isai.
that's it. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
Isai. That dude is just insane. I had a photo of it with him 2023 backstage. I think you were there too.
Yeah.
I took a photo with him
Yeah.
when he qualified for that Olympia. I took a photo of him with me and myself, and I compared it when on his Olympia this year. I'm like, this guy's just insane.
He's
He's a
crazy.
pure machine, man.
Yeah. His glutes are like this. His glutes.
Yeah, yeah, for
Oh my God.
sure. Yeah, and he was just like really low key. He was just
Yeah.
wearing a baggy shirt and then
Oh,
just sitting beside on a wall, and
so
then he didn't even carb up. Yeah, it was just insane when he took his shirt off. I'm like, oh shit, like shit,
wow.
who is this guy? But yeah,
Yeah.
he looked insane. This
Yeah.
dude was just like purely insane. That guy's just like a machine.
Yeah, yeah, he's so good, and he took that Olympia pro card. Sorry, Olympia qualification that he won, and he went to Olympia and he did it. He didn't do super super awesome. I think he was like in the middle sort of class, and he was kind of like, oh, I'm gonna come back and do it again. And then he come back, he got another qualification, so we'll see him this year. But it's
Yeah,
he's been using it. He's so active.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, that dude's really humble. He's really
Yeah.
approachable, really friendly.
Oh.
I actually messaged him like on his qualifier after Olympia. Actually, I was like, "Hey, bro, yeah, congrats, blah blah blah." And then, are you gonna do 2025 again? Like, yeah, yeah. And then he replied back, a New Zealand flag.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, I'm gonna see you again here, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, good on him. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward for him as well. But he's really good dude, really
Yeah.
good dude.
Yeah.
Huge potential.
Yeah. And you'll be up there with him one day. You'll be battling with him.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Yes.
That guy's like massive.
He's so good. So since that season, since last season, you got off the stage at nationals. What have you been doing since then? Have you been like obviously looking after your mindset, your mental health, and your physical health? Like, what have you been doing though? Have you been growing? Are you like ready for the season? It's been a few months now. So what have you been up to?
Yeah, it's since last year after the shows was a really fruitful year, to be honest, in my opinion overall.
Hmm.
And I set plans for 2025 this year. So I had a break, went overseas, spent time with the family and stuff, did some festive holidays, and I set my mind, I cleared up my mind and set my goals for this year. And training's been still over there. It's still there. Like I didn't lose the fire and motivation to train. Because I know for a fact that 2025 will be a really good year. And every year is really good for me. It's just like me for now. It's more on the more improvements, I'd say. Um, Planning wise, yes, competing again this year. I just want to make sure that I still I can put more effort compare last year, and then the package that I'm gonna show it's more giving.
Mm.
And in turn outside bodybuilding wise, there's so much things that I've been planning, me and my family. But personal, it's I do to be honest, I do want to travel. I do to be honest, I want to prep in Thailand. How
Ooh.
cool is that, right? It's
Yeah.
it's, it's really nice. Like I want to prep there, and I just want to spend time with wife. And I told her one time, like, hey, are you keen? Like, oh yeah, for sure, because she's really full on support with it.
Oh.
So I'm really happy with that one, and hopefully, maybe we'll see how it goes. But planning wise, it's just me just staying on my lane again, and like I said, my goal, I want to get it. I want to get the pro card, no matter how long it would take me.
Nice.
It's not a race thing for me,
Mhm.
and we all know that. Well, look at Ash Mullen.
Yeah.
Ash, how many years? Yeah, I think he mentioned like 8 years,
Yeah.
right?
8 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he looked insane. And that dude's really onto it, committed, compassionate, more patience, and he got it. So not only him, but others too. Like it's not for me. It's not a race. Like it's more the journey that you can learn every single year, every single day, every single month, weeks, whatever. But yeah, that's the goal for this year. Hopefully we'll get it.
Yeah.
I know there's gonna be heaps of um potential athletes there.
Mm.
I don't want to mention names, but like last year's people who competed against me was like insane as well.
Yeah.
So hats off to those guys. They actually showed up and put their effort as well because we want that. We want that show, right? We want that competitiveness, right? Yes, we are rivals on stage, but we're friends off stage, supporting each other. That's what we want,
Yeah.
positive energy.
That's it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, 100%. So that's the plan. There's so many things that gonna be happening this year, and not only that, obviously my clients too. So I'm actually looking forward for them. The plans is gonna be set finally if and only if we get those calendars
Come on.
come out, right? So
Come
hopefully,
on.
hopefully, because
Yeah.
it's gonna be one big shows.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. So it's really nice. So yeah,
100%.
basic stuff for me in planning is just stick to the basics and stuff and just go on for it.
Get it done.
Get
Yes.
it
I love
done.
it. And what kind of show, what kind of regional shows are you thinking of? Because I know the calendar's not come out, but are you just thinking maybe the standard Waikato that you normally do, or maybe some others, or maybe Thailand?
Ooh, that's we'll see. Because we know for a fact Thailand is they've got
Big,
really
big
good
class.
big class, right?
Yeah.
Got really good athletes there.
Yeah.
Like insane. The Asian bodybuilding community is just like insane, like
Yeah.
really insane. And Thailand is one of them,
Mm.
especially if those that's most shows. So it's
Mm.
really the again the caliber is really high. So we'll see how it goes. But what I'm targeting now is the prob maybe white canos,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see how it goes because I know it would vary on the dates,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
See how that
So
lines up.
yeah, and we have to have the gap. And I
Hmm.
think throughout the years that I've been competing and learned, I don't know. This is just my opinion. Um, I think it would be best for me to like have like maybe a week, just a week
Mm.
difference. Maybe say Waikato's and next week would be national, something like that.
A bit close.
Yeah, just close. We don't know what's the calendar like, but what the
Mm.
date's like, but that's my ideal one.
Yeah.
If not, that's fine. I have to embrace it because it feels like I don't know 2 weeks. For me, it feels like freaking a month,
Forever.
forever, right? It,
Yeah.
it it's kind of like you have to hold that condition and even way more,
Yeah.
and
Just get it done, eh?
yeah,
Bang,
let's get
bang.
it done
Yeah.
back to back to back. I just don't know how these pros overseas is just doing it, like insane.
Crazy. Crazy. Dedicated.
Month after month, like oh my God, the condition is just it just goes to shows that they it's their life already.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's how it goes. So I don't think I'm not on that level yet, but I'm trying to see how I can challenge myself further.
Mhm. Yeah.
We all have challenges. I love challenges, and that's why I'm competing again, and in a good way, in a good
Yeah.
way,
I'm
competitive way,
excited.
of
Is there
course.
any regionals in New Zealand that you haven't done that you would want to do? Like just for fun? Like, I don't know, just our normal ones, South Island, Welly, TOC, like any of those that you'd be like, I'd be keen one day, maybe, if I was still an amateur.
I've always wanted to do Palmy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Be
always
cool.
wanted to do Palmy. I haven't done Palmerston North Show since I've been competing, actually. And
Wow.
I just got there and support my clients.
Yeah, it's
Right?
fun.
It's fun. And
Yeah.
whenever the Palmy show comes out, and not comparing to other shows, it's just that how the show is set up or whatever. And exchange show. So it's nice to have that support to each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just the way that the show is, and I've always wanted to do that because I haven't done that. I wanted to do Waikato's as well
Mm.
because I want big shows to compete with. The reason being is because I want to have more learnings and insights as well.
Mm. Yeah.
As a competitive athlete,
Hmm.
um, but overall, if I do want to pick one, I do want to try Palmy. It's actually
Yeah.
pretty nice.
It'd be cool. It'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
Have you done Palmy? I think
I
you
haven't
did.
done Palmy. I've just been to watch. I've just been to watch, and I wanted to do it this year, but this year it's going to be after nationals with the Bikini Pro show, so it's going to be
Yeah.
different time. So I won't be able to do it this year because I want to watch the girls.
Yeah, no, sure. I'm actually looking forward to that, actually. It's
Yeah, it's
it's
going to be
gonna
a
be
good
fun.
show.
I
Yeah,
might go there. We'll see how it goes.
yeah.
Depends on the timing, but
Mm.
I do want to go and watch because I haven't been on a pro bikini show, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there hasn't been many here, so
Yeah.
first time for a long time.
Yeah, so we don't know who's going to show up as well. So
Hmm.
it'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
to
Yeah.
pick one, Palmy. Let's say
Yeah,
Palmy.
nice. I like that. I like that. Let's chat. I want to chat about your clients now, since we kind of like segued into that a little bit. But
Hmm.
I love obviously I love Alice. She bikini and she did wellness the first year I competed. She did the same shows as me. She's just a sweetheart. She's amazing, and she holy crap the progress in 1 year. Holy shit, she looks
Oh
so
yeah,
good, man. Oh,
yeah.
but not just Alice. There's more, but. Tell me about your clients. Like, when did you start coaching? And like, tell us about your team. Like, how well are they did? How well did they do last year? How proud of you are that? How proud of them? Are you? All of that. Tell us everything.
Yeah, so probably I'll start with when I started coaching. I think that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like purely like put more effort on it.
Yeah.
I think that was 2 years ago. That's when my boy Kevin, shout out to Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah, that's when he started competing, and then he asked me one day like, "Hey, bro, I want to compete as well." I'm like, "Okay, cool. You need a coach."
yeah.
The coach and I can recommend you one, you know. And then he was like, I want you to be my coach. I'm like, what? Like, are you sure? You actually give trust me? I'm like, yeah, of course. I'm like,
Oh.
okay, cool. And I was kind of confident enough to put him on board because I know for a fact that I think I do have at least my basic knowledge at that time on how things are going and stuff like that. So that's where it all started. Like it just grew from there. And then after Cuban, Alice showed up. You
Mm.
know, both of them are really competitive, really coachable, and not only them, obviously my other clients too. Then they're like probably my starting point, both of them. And then that's where I knew how things are going, how I need to progress as a coach and as an athlete at the same time.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe I'm looking more forward for other because obviously when you are a coach and you know this for a fact, when you are a coach and you onboard a client, you have to learn and make some trial and errors, obviously, because
Mm.
you need to know their body. You have to learn and study their body, how it responds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing for you to be able to let the client progress further if
Yeah.
they do want it. Because
Mhm.
I always get clients like, oh, I want to do a first bodybuilding show. Okay, cool. Um, I'm a blunt one. I'm really blunt. Like
Nice.
I always say, bodybuilding is a harsh sport
Mhm.
and it's a selfish sport.
Yeah.
And for me, as a coach, if it's your first time, cool. What's your goal? Like,
Mm.
do you want to pursue this, or you just want to be like, oh, I just want to experience it?
Mm.
Cool, sweet. No, that's fine. But I coach differently. So, and I always get this 9 out of 10. After the show, they always say, Coach, I want to compete again.
Yeah.
You know, so and I came in that the same shoes as well. Like
Mhm.
maybe you too. So it just progresses from there. And I thank God for it because I've been blessed with clients that are really coachable.
Yeah.
Um, I know there's some of there that's quite hard, but it's part of it. It's part of being a
Mhm.
coach, right?
Yeah.
Like we can't really deny and for a fact that you get a client that's perfect. It's easy for you to coach. It's so different.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it all started with there 2 years ago, and just keep on like growing and growing.
Yeah.
I do wanted to grow even more. Like it would be nice, you know. But at the same time, I would say it's quite hard to be a coach and an athlete at the same time.
Yeah.
But they know this.
Yeah.
All my clients know this. Like, if you jump on board with me, cool. I'll give me your 100%. I'll give you double, like
Mhm.
double, right?
Nice. Yeah.
I give you double. I always put fair and square with them. I
Mm.
always tell them like, hey, if you because they recommend other people too. Like, okay, cool. This would be my last point of like onboarding people because I know I'm gonna compete soon. So I don't
Mhm.
wanna I don't wanna be selfish and just like purely do it for myself and focus on myself, but always give back to them as well. And then
Yeah.
so last year was really nice. I had like a couple of athletes, I think around
Nice.
5 or 6. Yeah,
Nice.
then half of them were on Palmy.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
then I went to Palmy. That's the whole reason why I wanted to do a show then too.
Mhm.
So yeah, hopefully this year is gonna be a fruitful year. Hopefully more clients.
We'll see.
Because it's nice to see other people who love the interest of competing. I don't
Mm.
know, it's just me. Like
Yeah.
I feel like if you do want to level up your fitness or journey, and maybe it doesn't mean that you have to compete in a bodybuilding show, but at
Mm.
least you have to try to commit to
Yeah.
to the plan, to the training, all the cardio here and there. If you want to test your limits,
Yeah.
get a coach, and then build yourself from there.
Yeah. Off you go.
Yeah.
It's it. I love having, because I've obviously got Frank as my coach and he competes. He didn't compete last year, but he's going to compete most likely this year because everyone knows he's trying to go for that pro card. So I've got a coach that competes, but I find it so motivating to have a coach that's walking the walk whilst I'm with them. I know that people like old athletes as their coaches, but I prefer someone that's current as well. It's quite cool. And he's going for his pro card, which is what we're all trying to do. But there's that line of like how much time you have and what you need to give to your clients and all of that. But do you find that a hard balance, or are you okay with it? Is it good because you've only got, your like clients are growing slowly, so it's only like you're getting used to it as time goes? Because some coaches can't do it. Hey, some can, some can't.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like and I know for a fact that balance in bodybuilding, for me, in my opinion, balance for me doesn't really exist if and only if you are on that level of like competitiveness. If you want to be that on top, like balance would be hard. Like if you
Mm,
just want to be a lifestyle, go for it. Cool.
yeah.
But if you want to be like on top, like if you want to be an Olympia, if you want to go on the amateur Olympia, you have to push yourself hard.
Mm,
And I think that's where the commitment and it's just a mix of everything, like your
yeah.
commitment, your patience. You can't just like win the next day, right?
Yeah.
You compete 1 year and then turn pro and then qualify for Olympia. Maybe some of the people can do that, but most of the time it's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
let's be realistic here. Like, I know I was on that image before, like,
Mhm.
oh, I think I can do well and I think I can turn pro, this and that. So it's way more on the patient side of things. So
Yeah.
you have to be patient.
Yeah.
And I always say this to my clients. And in relation to that, as a coach, I think it's it's hard for me to be in that situation, especially if I'm competing on the same year.
Mm,
Because, and you know this, maybe now, if you're competing now and you've got athletes who's competing too, it's going to be hard for you to balance it out. However, there should be like you have to set I think for me you have to set a balance in between your time for yourself and a time for your clients.
mm,
However, it doesn't mean that you can just like leave them alone.
mm.
You have to make sure and let them know that, hey, I'm competing soon, so we have to make sure that we both put our most effort.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like simple check-in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say, for
Teamwork.
example, just
Yeah.
simple check-in.
Yeah.
You have to do your part, I'll do mine.
Yeah.
I said, give me 100%, I'll double it back.
Yeah. Support it.
And going back to what you said, it's nice to have a coach and an athlete to compete, and then you as a client as well, you compete as well, so you see that motivation. I hope that applies to everyone as well on
Yeah.
a client side,
For sure.
because obviously some people think differently, right?
Yeah.
And I respect that. That's
Yeah.
totally fine. Like,
Yeah.
but for me, it would be nice if, oh, my coach is competing too, so it's gonna be nice for me to,
Fun.
like, and fun for me to set the same caliber for him.
Yeah. Feed off
Both,
each other.
yeah, exactly. Like, you both motivate each other, you both suffer together.
Mhm.
You know,
That's real.
it would be nice. So yeah, it's hard for me, but to set that coach athlete thing, but I always make sure I made time management is really important.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think that's I would say that would be my my ultimate shield.
Mm.
Time management. You just have to make sure that you put time. You manage your time well, and I think you can find the middle ground
Mm.
to be a coach and to
Yeah.
be an athlete at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Just learning, hey, all the time.
yeah.
It's and can we see, because I know that we've been talking about Kevin and Alice as your clients. I know you've got more, but those two are they're out there, like I follow Alice. Kevin's always on this gram. It's really fun. But are those two gonna continue, do you think? Or if you can tell us, I don't know if you're allowed to, but are they gonna keep competing at some stage?
I'm always transparent with them. They all know this. I'm always transparent to my clients as well. And I don't know about Alice, but I think she do wanted to. I know she's a really competitive
Yeah,
bikini athlete.
I love
She
it.
really likes competing. But I think she mentioned she wanted to do an off season first.
Cool.
I think. I
Yeah.
think. But in my opinion, yes, she do need it because she's been competing like 2 straight years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
at least she got that experience and grasped the learnings that she got
Yeah.
from 2 years of competing. Because I think we all do need that. And like, oh, this is how it feels. So I need to improve this and that, right? Like
Yeah.
yourself, you had like one off season. Even
Yeah.
myself, I did like how many years of off season? 2 years of off season.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you have to learn from it and like, progress from there and go
Mm.
back. And going back to the point where in the shows are always going to be there. It's not going to go away.
That's it.
So, it's just to give yourself some time. Like I said,
Mhm.
patience. Cuban, on the other hand, uh, he's been all over the place at the moment. I know he's doing well. His
Yeah.
trainings are actually going good. It's just that I just made sure that he just puts more time for himself as well, not just like more on bodybuilding side. I know there's more to it.
Mhm.
And but I told him like if you really want to be on a pro side of things, things will change. Like you have
Mhm.
to set your mindset differently.
Yeah.
And so as my other clients too. I know this year's got this one, two, I think there's three clients that's competing for me this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
And they know this by experience. They've competed last year, and yeah, they wanted to do it again this year. So hopefully it's gonna be nice. Hopefully it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me on my competing side. How many athletes are you gonna are competing on your side?
Zero for
Oh,
me.
this year.
Yeah, because I just want to do it myself. Like I just want to get.
Fair
I don't
enough.
want to have anything else. I've got my two girls, my wellness and my bikini girl. They're having off seasons this year. Got another one on the works, but I want to give him more time. So I'm just going to do it myself, and I'm so happy about that because it was even hard having one or two. So I'm just like that.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Like, it would be nice to focus on yourself first. And like I
Yeah,
said, you've been on off season for a year, so it
yeah,
would be nice to showcase what you've made.
yeah. Hopefully,
Hopefully,
we'll see what happens.
hopefully. Yeah, yeah.
I want to talk about a change in the. So you've been doing men's physique for a while. The scoring changed or the judging changed or whatever a couple of years back about the lower body, lower physique, so the legs and stuff like that. And I know you've always had awesome legs, but I want to know how you felt about the change. Were you all good about the change? And did your training change at all for more lower body?
Actually, I saw that the announcement, I think it was last year been announced.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, they said that they're gonna judge or they I in my understanding, I think they're gonna judge still the top part as a men's physique part, like the V shape, V taper, or whatever. But then they added the legs to compensate that top as
Right.
well, right?
Gotcha.
So you can't just like, oh, you look good on top, but your legs doesn't look good. Not doesn't look good, but it doesn't
This doesn't fit.
doesn't fit. Like,
Yeah,
there's always
proportion.
because what men's physique is all about, in my opinion, is more on the how it's a beach look. Like
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
look nice, right? You
Mhm.
really look nice. So I think it's a good way of letting the men's physique athletes or other amateurs as well who wants to compete, like, hey,
Mhm.
don't neglect legs as well. Like it has to be overall.
Mhm.
I think it created more balance in just
Yeah.
overall physique judging.
Yeah.
And it didn't change anything with my training because I love training legs. I used to hate legs.
Yeah.
And I admit I still do need more legs to um to improve, especially my side sweep, because that's my weakest point.
Right.
Um, I'm a short guy. My torso's quite it's longer than my legs, but it would look big if you saw me on my stories, but to be honest, it doesn't look good. It's still small. So, training wise, I still train heavy legs, obviously. Here and there, I never neglect them because, like I said, you have to create that balance in between a men's physique look, right? You have to
Mhm.
get that overall balance because that's the main point there. You're not training because you want to be like a classic, unless if you do want to be a classic
Mm.
pigeons. But for me, doesn't it didn't change much. I think it's just more on the the technique or the type of exercise
Yeah.
that change or improve more, especially the side sweep,
Yeah.
that one. And training legs actually helped me fix my back issues, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Because not gonna lie, I'm quite big for my height.
Yeah.
So I'm a beast class 2 in a BMI perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. So having put heaps of weight on my frame is
Mm,
putting too much pressure on my lower back.
right.
So maintaining and training legs actually helped me a lot.
Yeah.
That's what I actually got it from one of the coaches as well. Like if you wanna you wanna improve your back as well, especially not just like the look, but if you feel any like pain or injury, whatever, and your legs, hamstrings, whatever. So
Glutes. Yeah.
yeah, glutes, especially glutes, you have to have that control as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love training legs. It's just like I just don't, unless if I do wanted to change classic, but I think I do need more years for that.
Have you ever thought about that? That's one of my questions for you later on. But I've always wondered if you thought about, because your legs are awesome. Like I love classic. Your physique is just
Hmm.
like you could do it, I feel. But like, I don't know. What do you think? Have you ever thought about it?
Um, I've actually had a thought about it. Like previous coach said, I'm a had hybrid one. I can do men's physique and I can do
Yeah.
classic at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, in terms um of um of men's physique category, like I love it. The only thing is I'm just gonna add a couple more. I love posing on classic. I
Mm,
really love posing on classic.
yeah.
Like everything you have to showcase, front, back, um, your glutes, your legs, everything. I love it. It's just that if I do want to transition, I do need to have to like a really, really heavy off season, if I would say, and focus more on my legs and my
Mm,
back, obviously. Have to get thicker. Like
mm,
man, like if you compare myself to the classic now, like oh my God, they're insane.
yeah.
They're so thick. They're so just
Yeah.
full, you
Yeah.
know. And maybe who knows? Maybe I can move to there, but it really depends on the timeline. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm still on the men's physique side, just front and back. Just
Yeah.
front and back,
How
yeah.
patient you can be.
Yeah, how patient we can be, right? And I think it well, it really depends on the person because when you get into the point we're in, you already had that men's physique look.
Yeah.
You just have to maintain it.
That's it. Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Because some,
Yeah.
some of the boys now on men's physique on Olympia, it's insane. They're,
I
they're,
know.
they're so big, right?
They're so big.
So
So big.
big. Not to mention, it's not just like men's physique, even bikini,
All of them are big. Yeah.
right? All of
Mm,
them are big,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it just goes to show if you want to progress further, then yeah, go for it. But you
Yeah.
just have to make sure you just have to balance it out. And I
Yeah.
think that goes to show why the IFBB Pro League made this new category,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So it really depends. So for me, now men's physique for now.
Yeah. Stick with it for now until you have a fit model men's division, that which might happen.
Oh, who knows? Maybe.
No, we're not going down. We're not going down. We're going
Yeah,
up.
we're going up 100%. We're going up for sure.
Just going back to training real quick before we do move on to that topic, because that's quite a good topic too. But
Mm.
just quickly about training. What does your split look like at the moment? And for your lower body days, do you train glutes? Do you have a specific glute day? I wonder what
Uh,
the boys do.
that's a good question because I haven't had any um training program, if I may say, that's like because I always wanted to be consistent,
Yeah.
just basic.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I just change or vary or like an alternative
Hmm.
my type of exercise maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah. Nice.
We want to have that progression
Yeah.
on the basic side. Say, for example, an incline dumbbell press, right? How can you progress if you just keep on changing
Yeah.
exercises, right? And
True.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's
No.
just that if you want to progress, you want
Mm-hmm.
to see improvements, then just try to stick on the basics and improve from there. And
Hmm.
once you get the improvement, then maybe you can alter something like that.
Yeah.
And to answer the question, yes, I do have a training now program that my coach gave me. And it's kind of it's quite awkward because I really don't follow others. I always have my own training program,
Yeah.
and with my style of training program, I always do a bro split
Hmm.
because I want to target more on the backside,
Yeah.
And my training program now it's quite consistent and varies differently because sometimes when you train to another gym, it would be a different machine, right? So,
True.
and I always track my progress. I always track my weights, my progression every week or every other week. So it's nice to have more the consistency. So it's not really have changed, but just added more couple more on the backside of things and my core.
Oh.
Yeah, in my core. So I have my training program for my core as well. And
Hmm.
legs, and you're right, there's glutes. There's
Yay.
glutes. Yeah. Yeah, Bulgarian splits and pretty much the hip thrust. But not to a point where it's so much heavy.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
not gonna lie, those ones are hard. I don't
Yes.
know how you girls do it.
We don't love it.
It's just insane how these girls that I see in the socials like hip thrust like 140, 200. Like
Oh,
what the hell?
crazy.
It's just crazy. Like I
Yeah,
don't know how they do it. But obviously it's progression, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We can
Um
only do 12-kilo chest press though, Akira. Get
yeah.
us on that one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man. But yeah, training wise, it's pretty much the same basic. Added just a couple of more on isolation side of things
Nice. Yeah.
on my back. So hopefully I did made some improvements and more improvements to the coming months
Yeah.
before I start my prep.
Yeah.
Well, I actually treat now as my prep, but not
Yeah.
to the extent.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. We'll see how you go. What
Yeah,
changes
yeah,
have been
sure.
made. What's your favorite female division to watch? Like if you're watching a show, like which one's your favorite, like impressive or just fun to watch? Like which one's your favorite?
Um, I've always wanted wellness. I've always wanted wellness.
Yeah, it's cool.
'Cause not because I don't like bikini. It's just because I like girls who can train like not so much on the like a figure one. It's for me,
Hmm.
it's just too much for me.
Yeah.
But wellness in between, in
Hmm.
between.
Yeah. Still
Um,
impressive.
yeah,
Yeah.
bikini as well, obviously.
Yeah.
But more on the wellness side of things.
Yeah.
Especially last year, right, on the Olympia side. Who won last year? What is it? What's it?
Issa. Yeah,
Isabel,
Issa
right?
Pereira. Yeah.
Isabel. Yeah, yeah. And and she beat what's her
Francie
name?
Ellie.
Francielli, who took like I think 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years
Three
in a row. And this would,
in a
would have been
row,
her
right?
fourth, but she got it.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
she looked really good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is really fun to watch.
It's
So
fun to watch.
we'll see this year as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually speaking about that. I'm actually uh subscribed last year for Olympia just to watch that
Oh,
specifically.
yes.
Yeah, men's physique, classic, and wellness, just those two.
So
And
good.
Olympia, but yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fun to
it's
watch.
nice. It's fun to watch. It's fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And um, in addition, this year's Bikini Pro, it'll be fun to watch as well. Because
Yeah.
like I said, I haven't been to Bikini Pro show, so we'll
Mhm.
see. It'll be fun if there's a wellness pro show.
Oh, one day. One
One
day
day,
we'll
we'll
get
never
one.
know. We'll never know.
We
Oh,
need a few more pros first, but we'll get
yeah,
there. We'll get
yeah.
there.
So, yeah.
Um, what else have we got to? Oh, I want to know about your posing because there's a few things I wanted to talk to you about, but posing is one of the big ones because I like your posing first off, but I feel like a lot of the guys, because all the girls, we all go to our lessons, we've got our posing coaches, there's communities for it, we
Yeah.
do our workshops, we do seminars, but for the men, it's more low key, and the guys are just more low key. You just like to stay in your lane and do your shit and whatever.
Hmm.
But where did you learn to pose? And where would you recommend like other like maybe new men's physique guys? Where would they go to learn how to pose? Like maybe even Instagram or a person that you've seen in New Zealand, or I don't know. Where would you tell them to just maybe start with?
Actually, oh, I've always liked posing.
Mm.
I'll give you one fact of me. I danced before. I used to do street dance. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, I used to dance
Cool.
before. I was in a crew way back in the Philippines.
Love
So I used to
it.
dance before. And probably that triggered me in learning the posing really quickly. I can adapt to it really quickly, exactly. So and I love like I said, I love the classic
Yeah.
posing. So like Mike Mensa, it's so nice. The golden era of posing is really good. The famous obviously Arnold Schwarzenegger, those ones. So I follow them and some of the classic posing nows as well, coaches. I think that's where I started learning from it, and then I adapt and have my own posing. However, it doesn't mean that I can just like, do my posing or whatnot. But
Mm.
when I did my first classic show 2 years ago, I think, I had a coach. His name is Mike Connell. He's an IFBB pro based in Canada. And he's a really good poser. I think he's one of the boys with Roth Diesel
Cool.
because Roth is really nice in posing. And since then, well, he expected to me like I can't get it. I can't get it straight away. But he was like, "Oh, bro, you can just like, your flow is really good. So I've got no troubles with you. Get
Mm.
my routines and stuff like that." So it's nice to have someone to like again, your second eye to
Yeah.
check, even though I know a little bit. Um, and since, well, sadly, since I'm on the Physique division, I can only do front and back pose,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, sad. But um, regardless if I'm on the men's physique category, I still do pose on like side chest, back double by, whatnot. Pretty much every day,
Wow.
whenever I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Nice.
just after a set, maybe just pose one.
Mm.
And I learned this from Mo himself. He said, just be a monkey.
Yeah.
Just be a monkey in the gym. Who cares?
Yeah.
Right? You know that you're a competitor, so why not? You can learn from there.
Yeah.
And I think one of the advice as well to from the newbies out there, maybe start from obviously get more insight first. Maybe
Mhm.
get it from socials or whatever. Maybe even within New Zealand, there's heaps of good poses out there, like heaps of athletes there, heaps of competitors who knows how to pose and stuff like that, because they learn it from other people too, right?
Yeah.
So maybe start from there and then get a coach, get a posing coach, because it really helps.
It's worth it.
Small detail would actually make your physique look differently, and
Yeah.
you know this for a fact, right?
Mm.
Small one,
Yeah.
really small one, angle twisting, pelvic twisting, when you do a side chest picks that has need to be pushed,
Mhm.
this that. On the female side of things, your arms, your legs, your toes out. It's the positioning. So you have to learn all these stuff so that yeah, you do look good physically,
Mm.
but how would you showcase that if you don't know how to pose well as well? And
Mm.
how you showcase that?
Stacked up, on a
Yeah.
lineup.
So
Yeah.
you have to make sure that you know how to present yourself well on stage, and at the same time, learn how to control it. Because controlling on stage, and you know this too, it's not easy. It's so hard. And if I feel like it's hard for males, how much more on females, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you girls are on heels.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you have to control and you have to put your best physique out there. So yeah, my advice would be learn the insights first, the basics at
Mhm.
least.
Yeah.
Then yeah, get a coach, especially if you're a first timer. Get a
Yeah.
coach, learn from them, and then I think when you get the chance to start competing and stuff, and this is how it feels, at least you get that experience, that this is how it goes, and you learn day by day, and then
Mhm.
you learn year from year every show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and practice every day if you
Just
can.
time, yeah.
Yes.
As much as you can.
Yeah, practice every time, and not just like 4 weeks out, 6 weeks out. No, practice it every day if you want, if you can.
It's
Like
hard.
it doesn't matter if you don't compete or whatever. If you do want to like post yourself, yeah, I mean it doesn't mean like you have to post every day, take a selfie or whatever, but
Mhm.
just put some notes in yourself if you
Yeah.
if you do, right?
Yeah. And what about like without a mirror? Is that important? Is that important for guys? Because when you're on the stage, you don't have that. So is it important to like remember how it feels more than how it looks? Is that important for boys as well? Because I know that women do that sometimes.
Yeah, I think it just goes the same way. Like obviously when you start, you have to make sure like, oh, this is how you look when you pose like this, right?
Yeah.
So you do need that mirror to give you the guidance to like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is how I look, but it feels different, but I
Mm,
look good. So you can't just say like, oh, I look good in this and I look better.
yeah.
Cool. What if you don't feel good, but you look way better?
Yeah.
So you have to
Gotta-
balance it out as well, right? You have to find that sweet spot
Yeah. That's it.
to showcase because that's what we're judging here for, right? You wanna they judge you really high score if you look better than the others,
That's it. Yeah.
right?
A little
So
bit.
yeah, there's just a little bit, tiny bit. So yeah,
Yeah.
it helps, but at the same time, you have to have a time when you don't want to see yourself so that you know how it feels.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the whole point having a posing coach.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, you got it. You got it
Yeah.
right. You hit it right. Cool. Now do it again.
Yeah. And again,
Like,
again.
keep repeating it, right? So
Yeah.
it just takes time. Like, it takes practice, learn from it. And yeah. It's nice to pose, especially with songs. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh,
Mhm.
I missed that.
Yeah. Makes a difference, eh?
Hmm.
Love it. There you go, guys. There's some tips for you. Get practicing now. Don't wait until period prep. Start today for the boys and the girls.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the fit model division real quick because I've talked to every guest I've had on since it got announced, and everyone's had, well, there's been a few mixed opinions, which is perfectly
Yep.
fine, and that's good for a podcast anyway. Get those get those clicks. People can
Yeah.
talk about it. But what do you think about it? And do you think the men should be getting one too, or are you like, nah, like we don't even need? Like, what are your thoughts?
Hmm. I think I'll start with the men's side of things.
Hmm.
I think, in my opinion, I don't think there's a need yet in the fit model.
Hmm.
Maybe someday, who knows? But not at the moment, in my opinion. Reason being, I said that is because you we train the way we train. Use your coach structure a training program for you, or for you to sorry, let me rephrase that. You have to follow a training program that fits your category,
Yeah, the
right?
criteria. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your criteria. So say for example in men's physique, okay, cool. We want to have a broad shoulders, you have to go V-taper back, keep your waist small. You have to train this and that. So it varies on what division you are.
Mm.
And at the moment for men's, I think it's just it's been categorized really well at the
Mm.
moment. Because look, men's physique, cool, but men's physique now are getting bigger. That's why they asked them to move to classic, right? And then classic is just like one step higher on this men's physique side. And then from there go to freaking 2-on-2 and a 2-on-2 to open, somewhere like so it's really nice to have that like segregated has been segregated really well. So in my opinion, maybe now, no, because you can just choose in between the two, right?
Yeah.
You can. You want to do men's physique, cool, train like this. You want to do classic, train like this.
Mhm.
Yeah, eat this, eat that. But maybe sooner in time, we don't know because the bodybuilding community is getting bigger and bigger. There's those silent assassins over there that are really have really good potential. So yeah, going to the female side of things, I'm not an expert of female yet. Hopefully one day. In my opinion, I think it's because what I've read was there's like a couple rules there. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the division states that like you not only you look softer, but you also have like a little bit smaller proportions on the body part specific ones, but maintain the glutes,
Yeah.
keep the glutes full. I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole point of being a fit model, right?
Yeah.
And I think nowadays some girls are just like jacked. Like I'm like, damn, you're jacked. So it could fit them on that area. maybe it's a good way for them to categorize, this girl is on a bikini, but she can also do wellness at the same time. So
Mm.
judges would have like a really different judging that's in between those two, right? So maybe it's a good way for them to have that fit model. And I think that category, it's not a bad way to have it, but I think it's still a baby, I would say. It's still at the starting point, and coaches would need some time to do a trial and error
Yeah.
and put their girls on that and fit for that category. And it just takes time because, in my opinion, they need to say, for example, you have an athlete, they can be on a fit model in your opinion, but then they need more progression based on the feedback of the judges. So
Yeah.
at least you know what needs to be done. They have
Mm.
to structure things and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that all comes with how the judges would like to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The results, say, from the first time that we see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the question, I think, yeah, I think that fit model is okay to have there because some athletes do look, they already look good on that fit model category.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
softer, not only look softer but rounder look on the glute side of things. So there's so many things which, like I said, I'm not an expert in it, but based on the rules, there's so many out there that has so much potential in that category.
Yeah. I'm
Mm.
excited to see how it goes. I can't wait to see how it pans out because we're supposed to have it in New Zealand this year. So I'm
Oh
excited to see
yeah,
it's on our stage. We'll
yeah.
find
Like who knows? Like I said, when they put out an announcement, I'm like, oh, so does that mean that it would apply to all countries
yeah,
or?
all countries first year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll see like who fits on that category. Oh, so this is how it looks like. Because
Yeah.
personally, I haven't seen yet who fits on that fit model
Yeah.
division.
Yeah. And they're going to have pro shows for it next year. So we'll
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
yeah, pro show. We're
I'm
crazy.
like, wow. So it's happening. So there's so many things that are happening in the pro league now that's like evolving.
Oh, wow. It's cool.
So like you and myself as well needs to evolve at the same time and be on that
Yeah.
same boat. You know, it's just more improvement side of things. So evolving.
Yeah.
So
We're going to move on to Instagram questions now.
okay, cool. This is gonna be spicy ass for sure.
Spicy questions that people don't hold back on Instagram. I love it. Let's do this in a random little order. I'll mix them up. But
Go
we're
for
going to
it.
start with your favorite PB song.
Oh. I'm a weird dude, to be honest. So if you can just see my playlist at the moment in Spotify, it's just weird. It depends on my mood, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it really depends on the mood, actually. But now I like kind of like a it depends on the season as well. It's like I said, I'm weird when it comes to songs. So like now when just off season, it's like mellow songs, like indie songs.
Nice.
Yeah. And kind of like a techno at the same time, if and only if I get that first hand jitter of my pre-workout. You know, I want to get that vibe, like get going. Yeah, you know. But overall, I like something that's more on the banger side, like not like EDM, not like that, but more on like the hip hop side. I do like the old hip hop one, R&B. Oof,
Yeah, yeah.
they
I love
just
a bit of like 50 Cent, Dr. Dre.
yeah, Dre, 50 Cent, those ones, Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those ones. Sometimes I do like rock, uh,
Hmm.
like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
No, those ones. That's when I have my own environment, just myself in the gym. You know, hit them big circles and then wow. So yeah, but yeah, it varies actually, but most of the time I like those 50 cents songs, just old school hip hop, R&B, rap.
It's always good. It's always,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a safe option. What's your favorite muscle group to train? Surely delts.
Yeah, people say that.
Yeah.
Well, my my ace is always push
Hmm.
for trainings, like my delts, my shoulders, my chest. But lately, I've been loving back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been loving back lately. I've been putting so much effort in it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to make sure that I adhere to the judges' feedback, and I wanna make sure that I can improve even more. So I've been loving it lately. I've been training it like at least 2, 3 times in a week. Um, and my core at the same time. So priority wise, top priority is my back. Second one is my core, and pretty much that's it. That's like, and again, technique, same basic, just progression over time.
Yeah. And do you prefer like lats for your back or like your traps or like your middle back? You know how they're all different kind of like slightly different feels? Like what's your
Yeah.
favorite?
So at the moment, lats,
Yeah.
because I do need to look wider for it. Yeah, yeah, you gotta fly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
fly.
much.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm focusing more on the lats part of things, and pretty much actually it's just more on overall.
Mm.
However, um, I split them into different weeks. So for example, this week is lats focused, next one will be width focused, or thickness or whatever, and
Yeah.
then just mix here and there, but using the same machine. Like I
Mm.
said, progression over time, because that's
Yeah.
where I know I keep them progressing.
Nice.
So yeah, back for now. My delts, I just maintain it. Chest, even though I love training them, but I don't do chest day Mondays anymore because people always do chest day Monday.
They do.
Always just mix them, yeah. So yeah, back for now.
Nice. I love it. This is a question from one of your clients, but important life lessons you've learned through your bodybuilding journey.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know who came it from, but I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
That's a really good question, actually. Well, I think the the most valuable lesson that I've learned over the years, um, and I think this applies to everyone. I think it's just consistency over perfection.
Mm.
Like, I made sure that I'm consistent in everything if I do want to progress this further,
Mm.
which I am doing it now. And I hope and pray that I don't lose that motivation, even though I know for a fact that it's going to be a long journey and it takes a lot of patience. So I think that's what I've valued the most, I learned from it from the years, over the years. And not only that, maybe embracing failures too,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Didn't get pro card, I didn't win, I did my class. So those are just like struggles and um challenges that you'll encounter over the years. And have to embrace that. We all have to embrace that because it's a learning opportunity, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I mean, understanding my body's uniqueness because it's not always, like I said, it's not one color thing. My training or my physique would look like the same as this guy on social media that looks really good or can be an Olympia one day, whatever, um, in a split second or whatnot. But I I used to compare myself before, and it was a really bad, I would say, habit. You
Mhm.
know, and I learned over the years that my body is unique. It's different. It varies person to person. Like my metabolism is not. I shed fat. I lose fat really slow. However, this person can just like miss one meal and lose 1 kilo.
Yeah.
Right? Right. So this guy needs, oh, this girl needs to eat more. Well, how
Mm.
come I can't eat more? You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I think learning from that, the uniqueness of my body, that's one of the lessons as well, and celebrating small wins,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Accept
It's
celebrating the wins.
well, you celebrate small wins while setting new goals for yourself, um, self-discipline
Mm.
in relation to commitment, and I think now, last year, that the one thing that I learned is to value the proper choice of nutrition.
Mm.
Actually, yeah, because it's for me, it's hard to um get in my physique. It's hard for me to lose fat, so I have to make sure I made the right choices of food,
Mm.
especially when it comes to cutting. Like, to be honest, if someone asked me one thing, what have you learned when it comes to food choices over the years. I'm like, uh, it's just more on the choices because
Yeah.
in bulking, I think for me, the hardest part is bulking. For
Mm,
me,
right.
it's so hard. You have to build quality muscle. You have to keep progression overload. While cutting, for me, it's easier because I just don't have to eat. And you just have to shed fat. I know it's hard. Both are hard, but
Mm,
in just I know my own body, and I think what I've learned was just like prioritizing the proper choice of nutrition. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so
I
yeah,
love
those are the values that I've learned, and I know in the next few years I would learn more from it,
it.
which is it's really nice to learn that it's really nice to learn some traits that I think I haven't discovered myself yet. Because I know I have this trait, but I can't see myself improving from it.
Mm, yeah.
And throughout the years, I can say, "Oh, I think I've learned from this one, so I
Yeah.
think I'm actually doing the right thing."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love that about bodybuilding.
yeah,
Bodybuilding trickles into other parts of your life, especially business and stuff. You learn about
yeah,
discipline, about how to overcome those things, and it just kind of takes over everything. You learn how to not to compare yourself to others, like you've learned. When it's a weird, you'd expect that all of us are comparing each like to ourselves
yeah,
all the time, but we don't. We learn that it's not about that. It's about the judges making a choice, and
yeah,
you just
exactly.
thing, and it kind of like opens all that up. Hey,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
love
Your own self-care, I would say. Your own self-care to achieve those results that you want. Yeah, at least you know that you've given yourself the 100% out there. At
that.
least you know you've done it and just learn from it,
Yeah.
regardless if you win or not. Like I said, celebrate small wins. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you lose, that you already failed. No, it's still a win because
Mhm.
you already gave yourself like this is one of the valuable, I think one of the most important things because I've got this one client who lost like he started at 120 kilos and then I made him 65 on
Wow.
stage within 6 months.
Crazy.
It's crazy. So I
Mhm.
always tell him like, look, bro, that alone, your journey is a win for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, yeah, if first bodybuilding, cool. You win or not, cool, all good. But to be honest, that alone, your journey from that point up until this point, when you went on stage, that's already a win for me.
It's
You know,
huge.
you should be proud for it. So yeah, like again, small wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
maybe I'm gonna add one more.
Yeah.
Hopefully, positive vibes,
Yeah.
positive energy,
Yeah.
positive
It's a,
energy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
feed off each other. It builds up, hey?
Yeah, you just have to make sure you always be positive about yourself, and positive would always attract positive.
Yeah. 100%. It's true. It's,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love those. That was Alice that asked that. I can share
Oh, I
that.
knew it. I
Fine.
knew it. Good on
She's deep.
her.
Love it. Thanks,
Mm,
Alice. We like that question. That's a goodie.
that's good.
What's your post? Oh, sorry. What's your go-to post-show meal?
Oh, I'm a burger connoisseur. I love burgers. Um, well, I mean that's my go-to post show a couple years back. But last year, it's so weird. You know what I was craving for was oats.
What?
Yeah, my oats and my protein powder. That
What?
one, I don't know. It's so weird. I was craving for it. Like after the nationals, I went straight to grab my protein in my car as I already made it. Wait, I hate it. Like this is so good. Like I don't know why, and it's so weird because I knew someone from Thailand. Um, what he was craving for was fruits, mango.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it varies to people. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously, I still do want my burgers, but I don't know. I was just craving for my protein last year. It's so weird. Even
Did you stop having proteins for a while before in your prep and then you were like, oh, now I want them back? Or was it not like
no,
that? Random.
it's still there all along up until a couple of weeks out. But I was just still craving for it for some reason. It's
Funny.
so
I love
weird.
it.
Yeah, no, even Alice was like actually craving for it too. So I was like, oh, see, it's so weird.
Perfect.
Were you craving for burgers and stuff or savory food? Are you a type of person with
I'm not
food?
a food person after show. First thing I want to do after a show is get in the shower. I hate the tan. I hate the makeup. I hate my hair. Like, I just want to get clean. That's all I care about. And then I'll have whatever food. But that's my first thing I want to do is get the fuck home, get in the shower. I don't know how people like go out, like hang out for hours. I'm like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
so,
it
and no,
feels
it's
good today.
not fun. I don't like that part, but I'm a
Mm.
burger girl too. So we know where
Oh,
the burgers at. Where's the
oh,
best burgers in Auckland? Where's the best burger place that you've been to up here for all the people that come to the next show?
oh, that's a good question. Well, I think most of the burgers here are actually pretty nice, but I mean, I can't go wrong with burger fuel.
Yeah, it's good.
No, there's just something on that sauce that's like different. The taste that my taste buds is just so different.
Yeah.
But the I think the one that I always go to after the show is what do you call that? Smash Burgers.
Oh, yes.
Last year I went to Smash Burgers and then Burger Fuel as well because obviously who doesn't love Burger Fuels?
They're all good. They're all
They're all
yummy.
good. They're all good. They're all yummy. And there's some other burgers out there that I haven't tried yet. I think there's one who posted it. Oh, I think Jordan.
Oh,
Reboot.
Reburger, Reburger. Yeah.
Have you ever tried it?
I've not tried that one, but I have to. It's on the list.
Yeah, it looks really nice to be honest.
Good.
And
Yeah.
there's one in Hunger as well. It's called
Mhm.
Saltwater Burger.
Ooh, I haven't
Yeah,
heard of that one.
it's I love burgers that are gourmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
not burgers that are fast food,
yeah.
but it's nice, obviously. But I love gourmet burgers.
Proper burger, eh? Like a real good.
If you want to have a burger, just go grab a gourmet burger.
Yeah. Get it
Yeah.
done properly, eh? What other questions have I got for you? I've got two more left, I think. Two more? No, three more. First
Ooh.
one I'm going to ask is who's your coach now?
Oh, I knew this was gonna come. I knew it was gonna happen. Yeah, like I said, I'm always transparent. Always, put myself out there and not hide anything. My coach now he's from UK. His name is Afsar Chowdhury. So he's from the UK, and I fully trust him. I know for a fact that I just jumped on him really recently, so he actually do need to check my body and know what works for me and what not. And I think it always it always comes to that point where if you're gonna go to a coach, right, they need to learn more on it. So yeah, I just started with him recently. Made full on board with him, not after the show. I catch up with him last year December, and then I asked him to like, hey, I'm gonna start straight away this month. So I started with him, and then yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then he's really onto it as well. He's a busy person, but I know for a fact that he's got um um more things to know about myself, and he admits it as well. But he's confident enough that he can bring his he can bring me in condition this year. So yeah, I mean it's just me progressing myself, not because I didn't progress throughout the years from my previous coach. No, it's just more on just like progress yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
so learn from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100%. I'm looking forward for that to happen. And I know he's gonna bring me into shape, and we'll see how it goes and what package I can bring and show you guys.
Yes. We're all excited to see. It's always good to have a fresh perspective, you know. Who knows what will happen?
Who knows what will happen? Who
Yeah.
knows? So
I
yeah,
love
I know you guys have already seen my stories and whatnot, but I think there's a couple of athletes here in New Zealand who follows him. So
it.
I bet they know him as well through socials. So yeah, pretty
I
sure.
will link him below so that everyone can just go have a look and see who he is. You
Yeah,
know,
100%. Go for it. Yeah.
get out there, have a look. The UK team are like, oh, the UK are bringing out some fire.
Yeah, they do. They do. There's heaps of good coaches there, actually. I've actually checked a couple once, but I've put my trust on him just because he was the one of the mentors on my online education. So
Nice. Yeah. And what do you think of Ryan Terry? He's from the UK and the O champ for men's physique. Ryan
Oh
Terry.
yeah. Yeah,
He's been.
yeah. RT, he's one of the goats, man. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I knew he's gonna be out there do men's physique really well. Look at now, two-time. So wow.
So good.
Congrats on him. So I know he does coaching as well. I actually wanted to reach out on his coaching too, but I know for a fact it's gonna be I have to know more on the coaching side of things, because I know for a fact because I like something that's a one-on-one.
Yeah, yeah, personal.
Yeah, personally, because again, I'm a visual person and I like someone who's there, and it's not because he's not going to do that, but it's just the way of how you coach things,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and
Like
he's 5'8" so yeah.
exactly. And I know, well, I don't know, maybe he meant it, but I think he said he's gonna come here and see if yeah, if things get along, then he might come here and check my show.
Yeah, put him on the pod.
Yeah, no, 100% for sure. He's for sure. He's a good dude. He's a really good dude. Yeah.
I love it. Oh well, exciting things to come, Akira. New team. I mean, they always like it happens with everyone. Everyone moves, at times, and we all want to just like level up or change up or do something different. So I'm pumped to see how you look with a new coach and just to see whatever you do next. Anyway, it's always exciting. But I got a couple more questions for you first. I want to ask two more things from Instagram, but I love these two questions too. What's your favorite pump up carbs? I feel like this is a good one.
Ooh. Yeah, it's a good one. I think it varies to person again. But for me, I know my body. I know what works for me. And my always go-to is rice.
Yeah.
Rice, and those packets of rice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those ones. And sugars,
Ooh,
fast acting ones, sugars like crispy, the Rice Krispies. Those are pretty good, and that worked for me.
nice.
Um, Maybe it doesn't work for other people, but for myself, it works really perfectly.
Yeah, nice.
However, I have to time it because
Mm.
myself, um, I'm a bit older now, not like other people, like really young. They can easily digest. So my digestion is quite slow. So I have to eat them in a really early stage. If, say, for example, your show starts at 10, you'll be on stage maybe at 3 or 4, whatever. I have to time it. So
Mhm.
rice is really good, like especially those packets ones are really convenient, you
So easy.
know. So
Yeah.
easy. You just have to like put it in the microwave or chuck it in a
Really good
pan
go.
down, just eat it straight away. But yeah, funny, funny. I think last year, yeah, last year, 2022, I think 2023. Sorry,
Oh,
20.
2020. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I think on show day, I think I ate like 12 or 15 packs of it.
Holy shit.
I know, right? I know it's like, what? No, you can't eat those ones. That amount. Well, I did.
Yeah.
Starting from the morning up until show. Because I think last this year was like I went on stage like really late,
Mm.
because of how things were, so many athletes, how to show format, blah blah blah. Um, yeah, I think I went up until 9:30 p.m.
Say it was very
It was
late.
really late. So I had to eat so much and keep my physique full. Yeah. So I ate like
I'm
about 12.
surprised.
It's so insane. Like,
Hey, we do what we're gonna do. You gotta do what you
yeah,
gotta
you
do.
have to do what you had to do. I was just like, following what my coach would
Just follow
eat
the
rice,
plan.
cool, eat. And it was just insane because it's just purely rice.
Yeah.
It
But
was
it's
just,
yum. When you're hungry, you put it back, you'll be
yeah,
fine.
you love carbs regardless of what form of carbs it is,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, it's just carbs, sugars, and rice. I just made sure not too much on fat, like
Yeah.
peanut butter, because for me, my physique would change really fast if I do add more fat on it.
Yeah.
Others, they really respond well on
Yeah.
fat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but for me, nah, I'm just more on sugars and stuff,
Yeah.
especially rice. Rice is like really fast acting. Eat rice or rice cakes.
Yeah. Keep it simple way. Keep it
Yeah,
simple.
just keep it simple because that's what worked for me. So
Yeah.
I don't have to change anything.
That's how it's done. Last question for you, Akira. Had a good chat. I managed to get a lot out of you today. But any regrets or things that you would change about your journey?
Mm, Regrets, maybe probably more on just letting myself go sometimes. Because I'll be honest, I'm not a perfect person. I still have mistakes here and there when it comes to my bodybuilding journey, like my fitness career, even not only an athlete, but as a coach. Like
Mm.
sometimes I miss giving my clients the check-in updates for a couple of days, So because of personal reasons, and I've already told them that one. And not adhering to my goals. That would be one of the regrets as well. Throughout the years, like I always felt like, oh, I want to be at this level. I want to be at that level. I want to achieve this in life. I want to achieve this in bodybuilding career. I want to, win. I want to have this and that. But then on the back end, I don't do it.
Mm.
And I admit that I'm not perfect. Like, you always have like failures as well. So that's where I regret. Last year, what I've regret, to be honest, is just way too much problems that came in, which I didn't expect. Like, you can't just like, oh, you'll be perfectly fine throughout the year. There's always challenges, right? So I think I just let myself go. That was one of my regrets. I should have not done that, and I should have just kept on going and pushing myself hard.
Yeah.
Because the goal is just like to get a pro card, right? So I have to make sure that I always get my 100%, which I did. I did my best.
Yeah.
It's just not my time,
Yeah.
you know. So most the regrets are, I have to make sure that I don't do it anymore.
Mhm.
Um, but it takes a lot of patience and time because we're not in a perfect world, right? So it always comes and go. You can't just like get away from it.
No.
So it's more of the decision making. If you want to let it go, good. If you don't want to because you've got goals to achieve, yeah, by all means,
Yeah.
fucking smash it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like a little filtering system. Hey, you get fed with challenges.
Yeah,
Can you face it, or do you want to give it a? Do you want to let it go? Do you like, it's kind of like tests, little tests, say, make sure you're in the right place.
yeah, exactly. And to top of that, change in terms of my fitness career, maybe just be more on the positive side of things. Because last year I was kind of like a negative person, if I may say. Like I said, because of personal stuff, I was kind of like negative about me, like, oh, maybe I'm not good enough. I might not look good, I just have to embrace it and learn from it. Like, I have to stay on my own lane. Whatever I think that I've done, it's already done. At
Mhm.
least I've given myself all. So maybe the change would just like be more on I have to be more consistent again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. I was consistent, but for me, it wasn't enough. I
Yeah.
think I can give more.
Yeah.
So
Learning those limits of how much you can.
yeah, how much can you push? I
Yeah.
love challenges. It's just that I just want to make sure I don't push too much that I can stress out myself.
Yeah. There's a limit to everything in there.
Or a limit of everything here and there, but
Yeah.
it's just like more on that side. But
Yeah.
overall, I was happy. I didn't yeah, like I said, I was sad, but after that I was all good.
Yeah. Ready to go.
Ready to go, pump it again, and then see how it goes. Smash again this year. So because of that regrets, it gave and put me on a fire set mode again,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. And you learn
lift,
things along the way.
lifted me up this year. It's gonna be a different one, I tell you.
It sure is. I can't
Not,
wait.
not excited for myself, but also excited for the athletes out there. Like, who's going to compete, who's going to show up. So I'm also excited for them. So I'm all support with that one. I'm all support with the athletes, regardless of what division you are. You know, it's just let's just have fun.
Mm.
That's what we want. That's
It's
what
gonna
we
be a
want.
good year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a good
We can tell. We can feel it.
year.
Well, thanks, Akira. That's everything I had for you today. I was so excited to get you on, and I think we managed to get a little bit done for the first episode we've done together. But it would be good to get you on again when you get
Yes.
your pro card or whatever happens. But would you be keen to jump on again and, like, I don't know, at the end of the season or whatever, catch up, see how it's all gone?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I'm always I'm keen for everything, good opportunity for yourself as well. Always support you, always support your podcast. And like I said, you made this happen. This is my first time. So sorry if I've, can't cater to so much, but this is the experience that I've always wanted and share my journey with you guys. And if there's any more questions or whatever, just shout out to Shannon, and then maybe she can put me on another podcast again, whatever you guys want. And then yeah, always happy and share everything, and yeah, always support the local ones. That's how we grow as a community,
100%.
right?
Yeah. Go the
So
Kiwis.
put it up. Exactly, exactly. Yeah.
That's so good. Thank you, Akira. I'm so excited to get you back on again. And just on the note of like your coaching and stuff, you're taking on athletes for this year, and are you ready for them now? Are you like quick, the sooner the better kind of thing? And how do they get to you? How do they reach out to you?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm always open with clients, but I always tell them there's just always be a limit because, like I said, I want to put more service out of just by getting heaps numbers of clients. It's that it doesn't work like that for me. I have to put more effort for my clients who's upcoming here and there. But and yeah, I'm still looking for one for more clients. If you guys are keen and jumping on board my team, feel free to DM me or whoever, maybe Shannon or whatever. She may grab all my details for that. And yeah, my Instagram as well. You know where to reach me as well. And yeah, when it comes to clients, I know there's always going to be, a trial and error there. We have to make sure that we have to know your body at an early stage. That's why I encourage everyone, if you guys are keen and, do your show or not even a show, maybe just change or transform your physique to the next level. Yeah, go for it. We have to do it now.
Yeah. Start
Now.
now, not tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are keen, then yeah, just DM me, Team Asana Physiques, and that's us.
Let's go. We'll link all your Instagrams in the description so anyone can click on that as well. But I'm sure most people are probably following you. But if you're not, like, come on, guys, let's get on it. And thanks for everyone for watching on YouTube. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe because it really helps. It all does. And if you're on Spotify, don't forget to give us a rating and a little follow. And yeah, follow Akira, of course, and see what his journey is up to this year. It's going to be a big year. We're so pumped for it.
Yeah, I'm pumped. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I'm blessed for being here again. Like I said, I've always been praying that I'm injured free, and even not for myself, but all the athletes here soon competing this year as well. So let's hope and pray for that, and good health, positive vibes only. And I always wanted to say this, that regardless of wherever you are, whatever you're competing or whatever, just make sure you keep yourself committed, be patient, and yeah, let's get on the grind, and let's have a fun show this year.
It's going to be a good season. Waiting for that calendar. But anyway, just get ready. Regardless of the calendar, everybody just keep fired up because it's going to come no matter what. All right. Thank you so much, Akira, for your time. And thank you, everybody, for listening. We will see you in the next episode, everyone. Bye.
Guys, appreciate it. Bye.